Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Marina! That is 2-1 to Arsenal!
Look at that pass!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal! And it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised! Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones!
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out!
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Commentary Hub's alternative audio coverage of West Ham United against Portsmouth in the Carabao Cup first round match at the London Stadium. Wherever else you're listening across the world, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon as well. I'm your alternative commentator, Nicholas Jones, and we are some 8 minutes away from our first domestic match of the season. We had a game in the Argentine Premier League, which was done brilliantly by Paul James. We hope to bring you a lot more. We and him hope to bring you a lot more of these South American matches throughout the season, plus also throughout England and Europe. So the first game between these sides since 2012, when they were last in the Championship, and it was a 1-0 victory to the Hammers at Bratton Park. The last time Portsmouth faced West Ham at their home ground was in September 2011. They lost 4-3, and this is Pompey's first visit to the London Stadium, which has been West Ham's home for 10 years, and they'll be looking to bounce back from their relegation from the Premier League last season. So before we go into any more detail, let's take a look at the team news, starting with West Ham, and in goal is Mads Hermansson, and in defence are Skulls, Mavropanos, Hillman and Walker-Peters, and in midfield, Lewis Orford, Edison Alvarez, Mohamedou Kante, and the captain Jarrod Bowen. The two forwards are Pablo and Valentin Castellanos. We'll get confirmation of their lineup as and when we can. But now we turn our attention to Portsmouth and their head coach John Mousinho. Number 1, Nicholas Schmidt is in goal, and in defence are Devlin, Poole, Shaughnessy and Swanson, Rocco Roberts-Shine, Luke LaRue and Adrian Semple and Luke LaRue and Adrian Senegic, I should say, are in midfield, along with Luke. The two forwards are Luke Brooks-Smith and Ebu Adams. Colby Bishop is the lone man up front, and everyone's just going through the last stages of roundup. The bubbles being blown across the technical area. Of course, West Ham's famous song "I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles." As the substitutes gets ready to take their place on the bench. So whilst all that's going on, we can now turn our attention to our match officials. Adam Hertzig is the man in the middle, and his assistants are Alistair Nelson and Hugh Gilroy. The fourth official is Harrison Blair. As this is the Carabao Cup first round, no additional match officials and no VAR will be in operation throughout this game, as this is concerned mainly with the EFL. And also West Ham will have to get used to life without VAR in the Championship, although many of the fans will undoubtedly find it welcome. So despite the ups and downs that they've been having, the fans still remain tight-knit as ever. West Ham have made tactical adjustments, focusing on sharpening and transitional defence and integrating rotational players to manage early cup fixture congestion. Depth in midfield and rotation along the front line are also expected to be tested early in domestic cup competitions. Portsmouth, on the other hand, they have brought fresh squad depth during the transfer window to increase some of those key arrivals for West Ham include Kaiba La Madrid, from the left winger from Deportivo La Guiara, who joined from Deportivo La Guiara, I should say, for £1 million. The Venezuelan winger brought in as a high upside developmental signing, and also they include a couple of academy promotions: Ezra Myers and Finley Herrick. And as for Portsmouth, arrivals that they've brought in include Maretzi, Rocco Shine, Daniel Bielica, Luke Brooks-Smith, Owen Kenny, and Odin Bailey, who many EFL fans may remember was at Stockport County. Rocco Shine joins from Dordrecht for £2.1 million, whilst Bailey is a free transfer. And Maretzi, Portsmouth's biggest signing throughout the summer so far, he joins from Carvina for £3 million. The good thing is for West Ham is that most of their players from last season have been retained, including the likes of Paqueta, Souček, Alvarez, Guilherme, and the captain Jarrod Bowen. So the players now gathering around the centre of the pitch for these traditional pre-match formalities. Jarrod Bowen, West Ham very lucky to retain him. Of course, Bowen did not make the World Cup squad for England. West Ham playing in their claret and blue home strip, as is tradition, and Portsmouth wearing a yellow and blue away strip. So there's the confirmation: 4-4-2 formation for West Ham. Hermanson in goal. Then the back four in defence. The back four in defence are Scarles, Mavropanos, Hillman, and Walker-Peters. Then it's Orford, Alvarez, Kante, and the captain Bowen. The two forwards are Pablo and Valentin Castellanos. And so if you've just joined us, I can now go through Portsmouth's lineup, and it's a 4-2-3-1 formation. So after Schmidt in goal, we have Devlin, Swanson, Poole, and Connor Shaughnessy. The two holding midfielders are Luke LaRue and Rocco Shine. And the three forwards, Ebu Adams, Luke Brooks-Smith, and Adrian Segacic. Colby Bishop, the captain, is the lone striker up front. So now we turn our attention to the match in hand. Remember in the early rounds of the Carabao Cup, there will be no extra time. If the scores are level, then it will go straight to a penalty shootout. So there's no compromise, and certainly nowhere to hide. It's all going to be attack from the word go. Portsmouth looking to have a decent season, preferably looking to preferably looking in the top half of the midfield, although they could challenge for an outside shot of the Championship playoffs if things consistently go their way. West Ham will be looking to return to the top as soon as possible. Adam Hertzig making last-minute checks as he prepares to officiate the game. As he prepares to officiate this match, Portsmouth going into a tactical huddle as we prepare for the game to start, and they break away, and it will be it looks as though it'll be West Ham that will kick us off, and so to start proceedings for West Ham will be Castellanos, or Tassi as he's known, and standing behind the centre circle is Colby Bishop, and we are underway for the Carabao Cup match between Portsmouth and between West Ham and Portsmouth. So I might be behind a bit by the time anyway. So on the ball for West Ham briefly was Mavropanos trying to cross it forward to Pablo, but denied though by Portsmouth. Off the foot of Bowen, over the centre circle. Now in possession with Bishop towards Ebu Adams, I should say, although Adams was pushed down by one of the West Ham defenders, and the ball briefly held by Luke Brooks-Smith. So an early corner to Portsmouth, and to take the corner for Pompey is Rocco Shine. Could Portsmouth upset the apple cart early on and take the lead? Shine crosses the ball into the corner area. A missed header by Ebu Adams, and it goes over the line, and that will be another Portsmouth throw. It might have just come off the head of a West Ham player. So a throw in taken by Connor Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy to the number 16, Luke LaRue. Good control of the ball by Pompey. Shaughnessy over the halfway line, down the wing to Zach Swanson. And it's Swanson with the ball for Portsmouth, but cut away by Mavropanos of West Ham. West Ham will be looking to score early on, as will Portsmouth. Although most people have been saying that West Ham, I should say, will win this game 2-1. And so Shine takes a step back. He raises his right arm, runs up, kicks the ball into the 18-yard box, but everybody misses. No one knew where the ball went, and after 2.5 minutes, it's West Ham 0, Portsmouth 0. So the ball being rolled towards the West Ham goalkeeper, Mads Hermansson. Mads Hermansson, formerly of Brøndby and Leicester City. So he receives the ball from one of the defenders, and right behind him was Ebu Adams. West Ham back on the ball with Mavropanos. Mavropanos trying to cross towards Bowen, but intercepted by Portsmouth. And now on the ball briefly was the number 4, Edison Alvarez. Alvarez to Max Kilman, back to Alvarez. Alvarez on the high side. Alvarez on the far side of West Ham's defensive third. The ball back with Mavropanos. Mavropanos to Hermansson. Hermansson again with the ball. He crosses the ball out and up the wing towards the number 17, Mohamedou Kante, but the ball has gone over the touchline, and it will be another throw-in, and it will be a throw-in to West Ham this time. It might have just come off a Portsmouth defender, Nuno Espirito Santo, the West Ham head coach, looks on. West Ham still managed to retain him despite their performance last season. And so the ball not being passed out by Nicholas Schmidt to Regan Poole. Back with Schmidt. And Schmidt crosses the ball down the wing towards Swanson, but almost intercepted by Kyle Walker-Peters, although he suffered a fall because of it. John Mousinho has been very consistent with Portsmouth throughout the past couple of seasons, ever since they reached the Championship from winning League One a couple of seasons ago. It's Connor Shaughnessy to Regan Poole, back towards Shaughnessy. And that's Shaughnessy crossing the ball over the halfway line under centre circle towards Bishop. The ball now is back with Luke Brooks-Smith. Swanson doing really well to hold off Lewis Orford. The ball is now back with Regan Poole over the halfway line to Abu Adams. Bishop, he's all on his own. Lines up a shot, but was blocked by Matt Hermanson, and a player down on the ground. Looked to me like it was Luke LaRue. We'll have to check. It might well have been. In fact, no, it wasn't. It was Mavropanos. I do apologise. As it's a free kick to West Ham after 5.5 minutes. Mavropanos passing back to Hermanson. Orford. West Ham have been dealt a warning. Have had a warning shot by Portsmouth fired at them in the opening 6 minutes of the game. Twice have Portsmouth come close to scoring, and it still remains 0-0 after 6 minutes. Orford passing rapidly to that was Max Kilman towards Jared Bowen, and defended by Swanson. But the offside flag has gone up anyway, so that wouldn't have counted, and it was Castellanos, I should say, who had the ball. Castellanos with the wing tattoo on the back of his neck. So was Castellanos in an offside position? He might well have been from that angle, but difficult to tell because of how far back the camera was. Swanson, but over the halfway line, and that was deflected by Orford. So an early throw into West Ham to be taken by Kyle Walker-Peters. Kyle Walker-Peters stands over the line. Gives the ball a bit of a clean, although he may well be warped for time wasting. Remember there was a countdown rule used in the World Cup, and some of these things could be put in place throughout the EFL. Meantime, an argument going on between Abu Adams and Edison Alvarez. Throwing quickly taken. Swanson to LaRue. Shaughnessy back with Regan Poole, and up the wing to Rocco Shine. Back with Poole to Schmidt. Schmidt still holds on to the ball. He passes to Connor Shaughnessy. The ball was sent over the line by Zach Swanson. So that will be a throw-in by West Ham, and to take the throw will be Carl Walker-Peters. Jared Bowen passes the ball to Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters throws off the foot of Kante. A player has gone down though. That might have been somebody from Portsmouth. It could have been Swanson, but the referee spotted something he wasn't happy with. So free kick to Portsmouth. Shaughnessy to Schmidt. 9 minutes in. West Ham 0, Portsmouth 0 is the score if you've just joined us. And standing over the Schmidt still stands over the ball. Schmidt crossing to Zach Swanson. Swanson to that was Luke Brooks-Smith. Luke Brooks-Smith now on the ball. Was about to pass to Swanson, but Jared Bowen was there to intercept. And that's over the line for a West Ham throw. Could West Ham be starting to find their feet in this? But Portsmouth still determined to hold their ground. Free kick given to West Ham. And it will be either Orford or Jared Bowen that will take the free kick. Jared Bowen stands over the ball. And the defensive wall for Portsmouth made up by Senegic and Brooks-Smith. The referee stands well back, prepares to blow his whistle, and it looks like it could well be a curling shot. Orford sells the dummy. Bowen in towards the goal area. Pulled out by Portsmouth. And the ball back with West Ham nearly over the halfway line. Bowen on the near side. Bowen passes to Mohamedou Kante, but the ball's been set back forward to Bowen, and he gets tangled up with Zach Swanson in Portsmouth's defensive third. Espirito Santo pacing himself up and down the touchline as we now have the first corner of the match for West Ham. And to take the corner will be Jared Bowen. Bowen into the 18-yard box, saved by Schmidt, and the ball might have cut, and the last player to head the ball might well have been Max Kilman. On second thoughts, it might have been Alvarez. Portsmouth back in possession. Ball being passed by Shine to Brooks-Smith. It's Regan Poole. Regan Poole to Luke Brooks-Smith over the line, and it'll be a throw into Portsmouth to be taken by Terry Devlin. Devlin throws to Shine. Shine gives the ball away though to West Ham. Edison Alvarez. Alvarez down the wing to Konstantinos Mavropanos. Mavropanos crosses to Walker-Peters on the near side. Carl Walker-Peters passes to Lewis Orford. Orford towards Edison Alvarez in the centre circle. Now back with Kilman. Kilman to Alvarez. And Alvarez crossing to Kyle Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters senses a chance, but saved again by Schmidt. Offside. West Ham being caught out by the offside rule twice. So was Walker-Peters in an offside position? Yes, definitely. He was a long way ahead of the last defender. And it will be a free kick to Portsmouth to be taken by Schmidt. So Schmidt to Bishop, but cut out by West Ham, and Devlin will be the man once again to take the throw. So we're a short way from approaching 13.5 minutes. It's still West Ham 0, Portsmouth 0. Although, and I have to say, Portsmouth have had more attacking chances than West Ham throughout this game so far. Bishop tries to get to the ball, but he was impeded by Oliver Scarles. Oliver Scarles, one of the players retained by Nuno Espirito Santo for the squad from last season. But the offside flag has gone up against West Ham, and Portsmouth have the chance to restart proceedings. It's Rocco Shine up the wing to Regan Poole. Then back to Schmidt. Schmidt to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy does well to avoid Bowen. It's Poole to Shine. But now the ball has been retaken by West Ham, although Kante may well have committed a foul. And that is why the referee stopped play. Portsmouth back in play, though, with the ball. It's Bishop. Bishop to Luke Brooks-Smith. Luke Brooks-Smith passing to Zach Swanson. Swanson to Shaughnessy in the centre circle. Ball goes out of the centre circle towards Shine. Now back to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy passing to Schmidt, the goalkeeper. And now in play for West Ham is Mavropanos. Mavropanos with the ball for West Ham. Gives it away to Zach Swanson. And it's Swanson. Back to Shine. Shine up the wing. Shine up the wing to Luke LaRue. Back with Regan Poole on the near side of Portsmouth's defensive third. Passes to Luke LaRue. Luke LaRue to Regan Poole. Poole, Shine. Back towards Poole. LaRue again. LaRue towards Shaughnessy. Through the legs of Jared Bowen to Zach Swanson. Swanson passes to Luke Brooks-Smith. Brooks-Smith has to be careful of Carl Walker-Peters, and Walker-Peters slide tackles the ball away. And that was brilliant defending by the West Ham number 2. Corner to Portsmouth. And it will be Rocco Shine that will take that, and it will be Rocco Shine that will take the corner. So Rocco Shine raises his arms, kicks the ball into the attacking area for Portsmouth, but cleared away by West Ham. Brooks-Smith misses everybody, but the ball ends up back with West Ham. Portsmouth tried to take it back. It's now with Bowen. Bowen was briefly tackled from behind by Luke LaRue, and Luke LaRue tries again, this time more successful, and he might have stepped on Jared Bowen's ankle. Bowen checking himself to see if he is hurt, but he appears to be all right. So no real harm done. To take the throw-in, I should say, will be Swanson. Swanson throws towards Alvarez, but the ball is over the line, and it will be another throw-in to West Ham as Zach Swanson takes advantage of a drink. It's actually going to be a Portsmouth throw, I should say. And Swanson makes his way back onto the touchline. He throws to LaRue. Back towards Swanson. It's Rocco Shine. Shine to Shaughnessy. And Shaughnessy now passes to Regan Poole, doing well to keep the ball out of West Ham's reach in their defensive area. Schmidt. That's a long crossover the halfway line, but it goes over it, and that will be another throw-in to West Ham. Kilman aims the ball, but gives it away to Portsmouth. Portsmouth now have the ball with Swanson. Zach Swanson to Luke Brooks-Smith, but deflected away by Orford. John Mousinho giving his instructions from the touchline, being very animated as Swanson throws to Shine. Now back to Swanson. Swanson towards Shaughnessy. Schmidt over the halfway. Schmidt almost over the halfway line. The ball is almost given away to West Ham, but the referee blows his whistle for something. Play resumes though. It's Orford. Orford passes to Mavropanos. Kilman. Now back to Hermanson in goal. Bit of head tennis, toing and throwing there, but nothing comes of it. And I might have just seen that Mavropanos' shirt has been torn in one place. That might have been as the result of an earlier. That might have been as a result of an earlier incident I did not see. So he's going to have to get. So he's going to have to get a new shirt after half time. Free kick to Portsmouth though, and it will be Swanson that will take the free kick. So Swanson crossing up towards Colby Bishop, but intercepted by Oliver Scarles. Back now with Portsmouth. Ball now being played downwing towards Brooks-Smith, but Brooks-Smith misses. Swanson tries to get the ball off Bowen. Nothing doing. Bowen tries to send the ball forward, but given away back to Portsmouth. Swanson, Shine passes to Luke LaRue. Luke LaRue now towards Terry Devlin. Devlin to Colby Bishop. Bishop back to Rocco Shine. It's Rocco Shine. The ball held by Adams gets a push in the chest from Mads Hermanson. That was very aggressive and uncalled for, as the referee walks over to try and calm him down. Adams was completely stunned. I think he was pushed out of the way because Adams was trying to make a point, and he too is also having a chat with the referee. So we're almost halfway through. It's still West Ham 0, Portsmouth 0. The ball now being passed from Hermanson to Alvarez. Alvarez passes back to Hermanson now with Mavropanos. Mavropanos trying to send the ball forward to Castellanos, but caps away. And the ball has gone over the line. So another ball back in play with West Ham. Orford passes to Hermanson. Kilman to Edson Alvarez. Mavropanos crossing to that was number 19 Pablo, retaken by Swanson. LaRue to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy did well to pass to Schmidt. Now the ball back in. Now the ball goes out of the goal. Still with Portsmouth. Almost taken by Mohamedou Kante for West Ham. But there's a foul has just occurred that might have involved Kante, and Kante sent down one of the players. That might well have been Regan Poole. And a free kick has been given to A free kick has been given to Portsmouth in any case. So Schmidt, I thought it was going to take the ball, but he's walking back, and I believe we're going to have a short cooling break. And yes, we are, as Mavropanos gets his new shirt ready and has a quick drink and has a quick chance of a quick swig of sports drink. Hardly surprising, given that it is a very hot day at the London Stadium, which is near Stratford in East London. And this stadium, many listeners will remember, was the Olympic Stadium used for the sprint, used for athletics and other track and field events at the 2012 Olympics. And so the West Ham squad still taking their drinks, and with a chance for the management to have a quick chat. John Mousinho talking tactics with Portsmouth. I bet he feels very encouraged with how his sides have performed. So it wasn't as long a drink break as it wasn't as long a hydration break as the World Cup. Although we are just over a minute. We are approaching 90 seconds of it now. So this has been a great chance for everyone to regroup. And I have to say this drinks break was done very well, and was organised very quickly. Remember, they're only likely to do this in warmer weather. Being in the UK, we are also used to having cold and rainy weather. So drinks breaks by then will not be necessary. Free kick taken, but given away to West Ham. Brooks Smith had the ball briefly for Portsmouth, but he was brought down by Carl Walker-Peters. Will there be a yellow card out of this? The answer to that is no. Walker-Peters, I'm sort of 50-50 on that one. Free kick to Portsmouth. Adrian Senegic will be the man to take the throw. If you're new to this kind of commentary, welcome. And if you're also new to English football, then I hope this will be a great introduction for you. So, Rocco Shine sells the dummy, and the ball is with Senegic for Portsmouth, almost sent in, but headed clear by West Ham. And now back on the ball was Pablo, but the ball goes over the line for a West Ham goal kick. And so John Mousinho now collecting his thoughts. The ball is with Max Kilman. He was part of Germany's squad in the World Cup. Kilman receives the ball, was aiming for Castellanos, but dealt with by Portsmouth. The ball being passed to Mavropanos, and he's inside the middle of the left-hand side. Orford, but the referee has blown for something, and one of the Portsmouth players getting hot under the collar. That's Regan Poole, and Pablo showing him his elbow. Maybe being accused of elbowing him in the face, but Regan Poole clearly denies it, and Jared Bowen and Castellanos trying to get their teammates' points across. And but it looks as though the referee is unmoved, and so that will be a free kick to Portsmouth. All passes to Nicholas Schmidt. Schmidt, forward cross to Bishop over the halfway line by Swanson. Swanson to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy passing to Schmidt. Schmidt, Swanson. Swanson towards Luke Brooks-Smith on the near side. But straight out of play. But straight out of play it went, and it went. But straight out of play it went, and that will be a West Ham throw. Coming up to, so we're almost coming up to the 30-minute mark. And the ball is still in play with Portsmouth. Portsmouth now still have the ball, but with Shaughnessy. Bowen deflects the ball away for West Ham. And 30 minutes have now elapsed. It's still West Ham 0, Portsmouth 0. As Swanson will take the throw for Pompey. Swanson throws to Brooks-Smith. Was initially aiming for Bishop, but Bishop was pulled down. Portsmouth still in play though. It's Rocco Shine to Zach Swanson. Back with Shine. Shine still managing to keep the ball in. Up the wing to Regan Poole. And it's Poole to Terry Devlin. Devlin has to hold off Kante. But the ball has been deflected over the line by Oliver Scarles. Scarles will take the throw, which he does, and off the head of Kante, but over the line, and that could well be another Portsmouth throw. And to take the throw, and in fact it will be a throw to be taken by Portsmouth. I almost got it wrong, and it will once again be Swanson. I correct myself. It's a free kick to Portsmouth. Swanson to Regan Poole. And so Poole crosses to Bishop. Bishop to Luke Brooks-Smith. No, Ebu Adams, I should say. Shine, Adams. Adams lines up, but the ball is cut away by Oliver Scarles. Corner to, another corner to Portsmouth. And it will once again be Rocco Shine. That will take, once again, it will be Rocco Shine that will take the corner. Shine raises both of his arms, and the ball goes in towards the 18-yard box, but headed away by one of the West Ham defenders. Portsmouth have scored! Something was going to have to give, and it did! It's Adrian Senegit. And that was just fantastic. By Senegit in the 33rd minute. Just when it looked as though West Ham had kept their goal clear, Kilman gave the ball away. That was a huge mistake from the Germany international. And Senegit, the Australian-born, just sent it in without asking. And could we be in for a shock? Well, Portsmouth could well be on the way to creating one if things stay as they are. So it's now after So after nearly 34 minutes, it's now West Ham 0, Portsmouth 1. Segacic, I should say. And the ball is now with Castellanos. Castellanos throws to Bowen. Bowen to Mavropanos. Mavropanos receives the ball from Alvarez. Back to Alvarez. Alvarez has the ball. He's just inside the centre circle. Passes the ball back out to Mavropanos. Mavropanos back to Alvarez. Now the ball has been passed by Kante to Alvarez. So Alvarez still has the ball. Mavropanos. Mavropanos passing to Mavropanos. Passing to that was Orford by the looks of it. Kilman to Alvarez. And Alvarez passes back to Hermansson in goal. Colby Bishop was lurking behind. Headed up into the air by Adams. Portsmouth still have it back. Was aiming for Bishop, but well handled by Max Kilman, and a player is down. That looks to me like it's Mohamedou Kante. I'm pretty sure it is. So we'll now just have a look. And he got caught up between, and he got caught up with Ebu Adams. Adams might have just sandwiched him, and as a result he was sent down. But I'm sure that this was purely by accident. And another Portsmouth player goes down. This time it's Segacic. That I'm pretty sure was deliberate by Kilman. Throw into Portsmouth to be taken by Devlin. Was briefly with Segacic, but forced out again. Now it's it's West Ham's turn, I should say, to take the throw. So Alvarez off Scarles, now with Kilman. Ball picked up by Mads Hermansson. Hermansson rolls the ball to Kilman. Now back with Hermansson. Hermansson sends the ball out of the goal towards Pablo. Pablo still has the ball. Not for long though. It's Segacic. Adrian Segacic for Portsmouth. I think he grabbed hold of Pablo's shirt, and that's given the ball away to West Ham. So quick free kick taken by the Hammers. The ball being forwarded to Castellanos. Castellanos looking for the chance to level, but offside. So West Ham once again caught out by the offside flag. And to take the free kick will be the Portsmouth goalkeeper Schmidt. Just taking another look at the Segacic goal. He certainly wasted no time, and the thump on his back and the thump on the back from Swanson, very well deserved. The ball goes out of play, I should say. And to take the throw will be Swanson. Swanson throws to Bishop. And Bishop gets tangled up with Kyle Walker-Peters. And that gives West Ham the chance to retake the ball. But Portsmouth take it back. Ebu Adams almost had by Segacic. Adams across to Devlin. It's Terry Devlin back towards Segacic. And Segacic crosses to Colby Bishop. But Bishop just misses the net by several yards. That was so close from the Pompey skipper. And in fact, he didn't have a chance to take the ball at all. He was just he was just forced down by either by Peters or by the momentum of the ball. Anyway, either way, it has given a corner to Pompey, and the person to take the corner is Rocco Shine. So Shine hits the ball into the 18-yard box, headed away though by the West Ham captain Bowen. Throw into the visitors. And to take the throw will be Zach Swanson. Zach Swanson takes the throw. He throws it to Bishop, back towards Swanson. Now it's with Bishop. Bishop tried to find Segacic, but he was blocked. But the ball was intercepted by West Ham, and the ball goes out for a throw-in. And just remains to be seen who will take the throw. So throw-in quickly taken by Portsmouth, and that's Ebu Adams. Ball is now with I couldn't see who. That might well have been Devlin. And it's Hermanson on the ball, rolls it out. 5 minutes to go until half-time. It's still West Ham 0, Portsmouth 1. So, arms off the ball is Kyle Walker-Peters. Ebu Adams almost gets caught up with Edison Alvarez. Alvarez with the foul. And to take the throw this time for Portsmouth again will be Zach Swanson. Swanson throws to Bishop, back to Swanson. But sent away by Edison Alvarez. And it will be another corner to Portsmouth. Or should that be a throw-in? No, in fact it will be a corner. No, a throw-in. Taken by Swanson to Shine. Shine throws to Colby Bishop. But now the ball is being passed back to Nicholas Schmid in goal. Forward cross, but kept away by Carl Walker-Peters. Not for long though. It's Rocco Shine. Shine to make it 2. Not quite. And that again was a decent save by Hermanson. Orford to Scarles. Scarles passing to Max Kilman. Kilman to Mavropanos. Mavropanos passes to Kyle Walker-Peters. Kyle Walker-Peters to Pablo. Pablo, Bowen. Or should that be Orford? Orford now towards Kante. It's Mohamedou Kante inside. West Ham's attacking third and comes off the foot of Castellanos, but will the goal stand? It might have come off an offside position, but the goal goes ahead, and West Ham are back, and West Ham have levelled it. Momentary confusion, and it did come off number 11, and it did come off number 11. It did come off number 11, Castellanos. So West Ham back in it. West Ham back in it with some 2 minutes to go until half-time. The ball now being passed back to Schmid, the Portsmouth goalkeeper, and there's the confirmation. Castellanos after 43 minutes. Hermanson to Max Kilman. And it's Kilman passing to Jared Bowen. In fact, and a foul from behind. And foul from behind was the number 19 Pablo. So it's Scarles towards Pablo, but he got sandwiched by a couple of Portsmouth players. Edison Alvarez to Mavropanos. Mavropanos back to Alvarez. And Alvarez crossing the ball forward to Pablo. So it's Pablo to Kyle Walker-Peters. Now Jared Bowen. It's two! West Ham have got the lead. And that was what you come to expect from the West Ham of old. Portsmouth have done really well to play against them so far, but it just was not to be that time. And Jared Bowen, what a finish. We know what he's like when he's on the attack. And that means a lot, to him and the side. Tip to go up straight away, and 3 minutes have been added on. And Segacic restarts the game for Portsmouth. Ball being passed to Schmid. And Schmid crosses the ball up front towards Mavropanos. And now the ball is retaken by Regan Poole. Or should that be Shaughnessy? Yes, it was Shaughnessy. So it's Shaughnessy given away to Kilman. Alvarez. Now the ball is back with Portsmouth. It's Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy passing to Schmid. And now the ball and the ball's given away back to West Ham and Mavropanos. Mavropanos on the near side. Mavropanos to Jared Bowen. Jared Bowen concedes to Brooks Smith. It's Shine. Shine loses it to Jared Bowen. It's Orford to Walker-Peters. Kante. Now back on the ball is Pablo. Pablo to Castellanos. Castellanos gives the ball away back towards Shine. Retaken by Pablo. Pablo to Orford. The ball's still on the near side. Now it's over the halfway line to Mavropanos. Kante. Now it's with Kilman. Kilman closing in on the 18-yard box. Orford towards Kante. Pablo. And that was almost the third goal for West Ham. And we are now we now have 1 minute to go until half time. That was just so close for West Ham to make it 3. Jared Bowen to take the corner for the Hammers. He runs up, kicks the ball in towards the 18-yard box, palmed away though by Schmidt. And now on the ball is Brooks Smith, but over the line it goes. Throw in to Portsmouth to be taken, and it will be Brooks Smith to take. But he gives it back to Swanson. Zach Swanson limbers up and gets ready to throw. And he throws to Colby Bishop, but he was held. He was held firm by Walker-Peters. And now it's Swanson back with the ball. Kicks it up into the air, but it doesn't matter. It's half time. And it's half time. And that is it. West Ham had their backs up. West Ham had their backs up against the wall, but they fought back towards the end of the second half, and they lead 2-1 in this first round Carabao Cup match at the London Stadium. We're going to go for a break, but we'll be right back when but we'll be right back to the start of the second half. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's alternative audio coverage of West Ham United against Portsmouth in the Carabao Cup first round. Before we go through the second half, here's a chance to go through the other matches that have been going on so far. Two games have already fit. Two games started at 2 o'clock. One's already finished. Cambridge United 2, Barnet 1, with Queen's Park Rangers against Millwall finished 1-1 at half time, and Millwall still leading on, and Millwall now leading 2-0 on penalties. AFC Wimbledon 0, Newport County 0, Barnsley 0, Wigan Athletic 1, Bradford City 1, Rochdale 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Peterborough United 1, Bromley 1, Reading 1, Burnley 0, Notts County 1, Burton Albion 1, Blackburn Rovers 0. That's now restarted after 40 and is now in the 47th minute. Cardiff City 2, Swindon Town 1, Alexandra 1, Accrington Stanley 0, Derby County 1, Lincoln City 2. That is now ongoing after 46 minutes. Fleetwood Town 1, Chesterfield 0 after 48 minutes. Gillingham 0, Luton Town 1, Grimsby Town 0, Blackpool 1, Leicester City 1, Northampton Town 0, Leyton Orient 0, Oxford United 0 after 46 minutes, Norwich City 3, MK Dons 0, Preston North End 0, Huddersfield Town 1, Salford City 0, Shrewsbury Town 0 after 47 minutes. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Bolton Wanderers 0, Stockport County 0, Doncaster Rovers 0. And after 46 minutes, Stoke City 0, Oldham Athletic 0 after 48 minutes, Swansea City 0, Birmingham City 1 after 46 minutes, Watford 0, Crawley Town 0, and our feature game, West Ham 2, Portsmouth 1 after half time. 3 other games are coming up in the Carabao Cup first round, and all 3 of them are at 5:30. Cheltenham Town take on Charlton Athletic, and it'll be Colchester United against Southampton and Rotherham United against West Bromwich Albion. So we're now getting ready to prepare for the second half. And before we get on way with the second half, coming up next on the Commentary Hub, it is the UEFA Super Cup on Wednesday, the 12th of August, between Paris Saint-Germain and Aston Villa, which will take place at the Red Bull Arena, Salzburg, home of RB Salzburg, and you will get to hear the fantastic voice of John JB Stothard, and he will be your man. He will be your man for the UEFA Super Cup. But back to the here and now as we prepare for the second half between Portsmouth and West Ham. No half-time substitutions that I can see so far. I will let you know if and when players do come on. But it looks as though the starting 11 from the first half will take to the pitch to kick off proceedings for the second half. West Ham United caught out by offside flags earlier on, but they've managed to pull themselves back together and lead by 2-1. Portsmouth had the first half very much their way, and even shot with a score by Adrian Senegic, and in fact it will be he who will start off proceedings for the second half as we count down to start the second half between West Ham and Portsmouth. So everybody is in position, and the referee does one final check to make sure that all is ready. And a bit of an argument going on between Pablo and one or two players, but we are underway for the start of the second half between West Ham and Portsmouth. have either got to hang on to their lead or at least get another goal in to ensure that the game will be theirs and they will go through to the next round. Portsmouth will be looking to at least take this game to penalties. And early on it will be a free kick to West Ham. Well, being passed to the goalkeeper Hermanson. Hermanson to Kilman, and I should apologise, Kilman is not a German international, he is in fact from England. The ball now being passed to Terry Devlin. Devlin to Schmidt. Schmidt passing back towards Devlin. In fact, now on the ball is Connor Shaughnessy. Schmidt crossing to Luke Brooks Smith, but the ball is over the touchline, and it will be a throw in to West Ham. Kyle Walker-Peters takes the throw. The ball now being passed to Hermanson. Hermanson passing to Max Kilman. Now back towards Hermanson. Orford. Kilman. In fact, that was Mavropanos. Kilman to Pablo. Pablo passing to Edson Alvarez. Edson Alvarez captained Mexico during the World Cup. And down on the ground went Pablo. So another free kick to West Ham. And to take the free kick will be Mavropanos. Mavropanos to Kilman. Alvarez now up the wing to Mavropanos. And after the ball goes Pablo to Bowen. It's Jared Bowen to Castellanos, but denied by Portsmouth. And on the ball now is Adrian Segacic. Segacic loses the ball to Orford. It's Kyle Walker-Peters. Kyle Walker-Peters to Pablo. Pablo still managing to keep the ball inside. Orford. And that was almost West Ham's third. And for the young man that must have been very disappointing. Bounces off the hands of Nicholas Schmidt. And he'll just have to dust himself down and regroup. Corner to West Ham, and the ball headed by Bishop. I think that was, but retake it, but still with Portsmouth. And now on the ball is Segacic to Luke Brooks Smith. Throw into Portsmouth. And now on the and briefly on the ball was Colby Bishop. Bishop passes to Devlin. Another ball being passed back towards Regan Poole. Poole to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy towards Shine. It's Shine to Regan Poole. Regan Poole, Devlin. Devlin passes a long way back to Schmidt, to Hermanson. Hermanson, Oliver Scholes. Kilman to Edson Alvarez. Konstantinos Mavropanos. Mavropanos to Carl Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters trying to get round Shaughnessy. Walker-Peters fouled but just holds on to the ball. Jared Bowen trying to cross down towards Castellanos. And he has made it, and he's made it 3 for the Hammers. Castellanos scores his second. and he certainly wasn't hanging about. And that was a nice assist by Jared Bowen, and Castellanos with the final header. Absolutely amazing, and this will, I'm sure, have put the game to bed. Portsmouth might be a season championship club, but they are just out of West Ham's league today. And after almost 51 minutes, it's now West Ham 3, Portsmouth 1. A substitute being readied for Portsmouth. And onto the pitch comes their number, and onto the pitch will come their number 20. We'll let you know who it is as Luke Brooks-Smith makes his way onto the pitch. It's It's Waddingham. It's Waddingham. It's Waddingham that will come on. And we'll let you know. We'll let you know who it is in a moment. So the ball now back with West Ham. Scarles to Castellanos. Castellanos to Ebu Adams. Adrian Segacic. Can he bring back the deficit? No, he can't. And that was a good effort. It's Kyle Walker-Peters. Now inside the 18-yard box, almost loses it, but just keeps hold of it. And the man substituting is Taylor or Tom Waddingham, and as Zach Swanson is down on the ground. Thomas Waddingham, that's who it is. Thomas Waddingham, that's who it is. The man who recently joined from Brisbane Roar in Australia. As his teammate Swanson is recovering down on the ground, and a yellow card to one of the West Ham players. That looks like Alvarez, and we'll find out why. And that was just a reckless challenge by Edson Alvarez. So it'll be a free kick. So it'll be a free kick to West Ham. Free kick to Portsmouth. As Schmidt sends the ball forward towards Waddingham. Waddingham to Devlin. Waddingham to Devlin. And now on the ball is Segacic. Segacic goes for it again, but it's over the crossbar, and it's still West Ham 3, Portsmouth 1. And that will lead to a corner for Portsmouth. A West Ham player might have just touched the ball at the last moment. So it looks. So he takes a few steps back. It's ready to kick the ball into the goal area, and in it goes, but defended by West Ham. And now on the ball is Carl Walker-Peters to Hamadou Kante. Amadou Kante. Pablo went after it. Pablo was about to go after it, but he was cut out. And so just over 10 minutes into the second half, it's West Ham 3, Portsmouth 1. As John Mousinho has a bit of a discussion with the fourth official. Down on the ground though has gone one of his players. It might well be Swanson again, but we'll just have to see, and we will confirm who it is. And we will confirm who it is very shortly. He's having his ankle being looked over by the looks of things, as the Portsmouth physios look over him. John Mousinho looking understandably anxious for his player, and for Portsmouth, if this is indeed an injury, this is not what they need to carry into next week when the EFL season starts, the Championship, League 1 and League 2. We hope to bring a lot of games from those divisions as much as we can on the TC Hub. Our commentary is also live on Turton Talks. As John Mousinho walks back up, and in fact it is Thomas Waddingham who went, and in fact it is Thomas Waddingham who had to be looked over by the physios. He's being led around just to make sure that he is all right. Remember, he was a substitute. He was a substitute for Luke Brooks-Smith. So will he have to be replaced as Terry Devlin watches proceedings, and still being walked around is Waddingham, and he's just walking very gingerly, and we have another substitute and it looks as though he is going to be replaced by another substitution, and that's it. And that is Maresi. And that is Maresi, the Serbian. And we'll just have to, we'll have to wait. I'll have to wait and see. I'll have to wait and see who it is. We'll see who it is that he will replace, and also looking to come on is Owen, and also looking to come on is Owen Kenny, as well. So Portsmouth could well have their tally taken up to 3 as Maresi and Kenny get ready to come on. And Devlin stands over the ball as the substitutes are being made now, and it's Luke Brooks-Smith to take the place, and it's Luke Brooks-Smith, I should say, to be replaced by Owen Kenny, and taking the place of Zach Swanson will be Maresi. So, yes, I should correct myself. It was Luke Brooks-Smith who made way for Waddingham, and now Kenny comes on, for Waddingham. And also coming on, which I didn't realise, Owen Bailey will take the place of Zach Swanson. So play now resumes. We could well have an additional period of injury time towards the end of the match. On the ball is Terry Devlin. Devlin palmed away though by Hermanson. Hermanson, Bishop to Owen Kenny. Back towards Devlin. Devlin to that was number 5 Regan Poole. So that will the ball caught by one of the Portsmouth players. Play goes on though. It's Owen Bailey. Bailey to Shine. Shine passes rapidly. Shine passes rapidly to LaRue. Back with Shine. LaRue to Adams. Adams finds Regan Poole. And it's Regan Poole crosses the ball over the halfway line to Colby Bishop. Bishop after the ball is Kenny. And now Kenny has the ball for Portsmouth. And yes, I can indeed confirm it that Morazi is indeed on. He came on for LaRue. And a near miss for Portsmouth by Morazi. Standing over, and the ball sent out of goal by Schmidt. West Ham still yet to make any substitutes of their own. As Pablo is brought up onto his feet following a foul, and that was by Connor Shaughnessy. On the ball is Mavropanos. Mavropanos to Alvarez. Kilman, Orford. Now back with Alvarez. Back towards Mavropanos. Mavropanos was under pressure from Morazi. Sorry. Headed by Regan Poole. Poole to Bishop. Retaken by West Ham. And that was a foul on Ebu Adams. So that will be a free kick. So that will be a free kick to Portsmouth. And to take the free kick is Rocco Shine. Rocco Shine raises his arm and kicks the ball forwards, but misses everybody. And picking the ball back up is Mads Hermanson. So free kick. So a quick goal kick to West Ham. Ball pass to Hermanson, and Portsmouth almost tackle, but it will be a free kick to West Ham. Hermanson passing to Alvarez. Alvarez to Oliver Scarles. Scarles, Devlin retakes the ball for Portsmouth. Bishop to Owen Kenny. It's Kenny, but well held by West Ham. Now on the ball for West Ham is Mohamedou Kante. Mohamedou Kante on the near side, closing in on West Ham's attacking third. Intercepted though by Portsmouth, and it's Owen Kenny. Kenny to Ebu Adams. Ebu Adams wants to find an opening but can't, so he passes back to Terry Devlin. Devlin towards Kenny. Kenny passing back to Marazzi, Devlin. Back towards Kenny. Gives the ball away though to Kyle Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters to Jared Bowen. Now back on the ball was Owen Bailey. And Bailey, unfortunate. Odin Bailey, I should say. Very unfortunate to be caught out. And a free kick will be awarded, but just remains to be seen. And in fact, we could well be going for another hydration break. It's Mohamedou Kante who was fouled. And Mohamedou Kante being given something to strap onto his leg. It'll probably be just a strained muscle. The West Ham physio's giving him a sports drink as one of his teammates comes over to have a look, feeling the muscles in his calf or his hamstring. Nuno Espirito Santo walking up and down the pitch. He's looking worried. As up onto his feet comes Mohamedou Kante. Mohamedou Kante being led around, so he appears to be fine, and it will be a West Ham free kick. So to take the free kick for West Ham, and will be Mavropanos. Passes to Edson Alvarez. Alvarez to Mads Hermansen. Now back towards Max Kilman. Kilman has to watch out for Owen Kenny. And a nice cross towards Pablo, but reintercepted by Portsmouth. And there is a new rule that once a player has been taken off to be treated for injury, has been looked up by the physios, he cannot go back into play yet until there is a stop in play. But he's still being held back. It's Pablo for West Ham, and Pablo is fouled by Ebu Adams. Ebu Adams gets a slap in the side from one of his teammates, possibly by way of saying, "How dare you do that to my teammates?" And Ebu Adams has certainly ruffled a few West Ham feathers. Jared Bowen giving him a bit of a stern talking to, and Ebu Adams trying to get his points across. The referee does well to intervene before things get nasty. And I have to say that was very, very well controlled, and the referee has been very well disciplined throughout this match. As we approach 30 minutes before full time, it's still West Ham 3, Portsmouth 1. Portsmouth, by the way, this year celebrating their 100th anniversary. But this part of their centenary year not off to a good start. As it will be a free kick to West Ham, and Orford will take the free kick, but headed away by Portsmouth. It's now with Oliver Scarles. Scarles to Kyle Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters now to Orford. And so it's Orford Back to Castellanos. Castellanos gives the ball away though to Regan Poole, and it's over the line. And by the way, I've been informed that Millwall win 2-0 on penalties. So congratulations to them going through. So congratulations to them going through to the next round. Again, going through to the next round. So this was the corner by Shine. Headed clear, but did well. Headed clear, and that was the resultant goal by Segacic. And Segacic could well be substituted. But no, in fact, this is just a montage of all the goals that have come through so far. That was Jarrod Bowen with the second, but this one has to be my favourite. Bowen crossing down the wing to Castellanos, and he finished it off with no problem at all. So Castellanos' goal to make it 3 for West Ham, definitely my favourite so far. So we get ready. So we're almost ready. So we're almost ready to restart proceedings. And the referee blows his whistle for a Portsmouth throw. I mean, West Ham throw, I should say. And on the ball now is Mohamedou Kante. Kante dancing around the edge of the area, dancing around the edge of the box with the ball. Gives it given away to Ebu Adams. Adams to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy to Odin Bailey. But still retaken by West Ham. Now back up on the ball. That was Pablo. Pablo passes to a Schmidt in goal. Still no substitutions being made by West Ham. Devlin, although as I speak, a couple of players are being readied for the Hammers. Regan Poole passing back towards Schmidt. Now back with Poole again. Devlin. Back towards Poole. Now the ball is once again with Schmidt. Schmidt crossing the ball forwards towards Bishop. Bishop. Now the ball being given back towards Devlin, but it goes over the line, and the two substitutions for West Ham will be readied momentarily as Hermanson picks up the ball to send away from West Ham's goal. So it looks to me as though Edson Alvarez will be one of the players coming off. Don't forget he picked up a yellow card earlier in the second half. And James Ward-Prowse is one of the substitutes, but coming on will be El Hadji Malik Diouf, and also off will be Kante and James Ward-Prowse will join, and James Ward-Prowse will come on in, and James Ward-Prowse will take his place. So El Malik Diouf on for Alvarez and James Ward-Prowse on for Kante. On the ball is Kenny. Now the ball being sent away. Now the ball being headed by Kilman. And I've now got a few minutes to consider who my player of the match will be, and I will let you know within about 10 minutes. So, Terry, Devlin to Shine to Regan Poole to Alva to Schmid crossing the ball forward and almost ends up with Oliver Scarles. He's been a right nuisance to Portsmouth from time to time. And it will be a goal kick to be taken by a goal kick as Kilman passes to Mads Hermansson. Hermansson crosses the ball out of goal and aims for Kyle Walker-Peters. It's Walker-Peters passing to Pablo. Pablo towards Bowen. Was almost aiming for Castellanos, but kept away. And now on the ball is Owen Kenny. So Kenny trying to go around Orford. Kenny towards Bishop, but kept out by West Ham. And the ball is now back with Portsmouth. Ebu Adams passing to Regan Poole. Back towards Adams. Schmidt. And now on the ball is Senagic, sorry. Senagic, Bishop. Oh, or should that be Poole? Back towards Shine. Shine back towards Senagic. Senagic to Shine again. Shine almost caught from behind by Konstantinos Mavropanos. Corner to Portsmouth. It's Senagic. Or was that Bailey? No, it was Bailey. Bailey to Connor Shaughnessy. Bailey now back towards Senagic. Senagic into the 18-yard box, but saved by Hennessy. Hennessy rolls the ball out to Oliver Scarles. Scarles to Kilman. Back to Hermansson. Scarles again. Scarles passing to the pass the ball around, but it ended up back with him. Scarles to Pablo, but the ball goes beyond his reach, and it will be a goal kick to Portsmouth. Ball sent towards Odin Bailey. Now ball sent towards Odin Bailey. Now taken by James Ward-Prowse. Given away though to Portsmouth. That's Adams to Shine. It's Shine passing to Adams. Adams, Regan Poole. Back to Nicholas Schmidt. The ball well over the halfway line now, and it was almost caught by Diouf, but it ends up at the feet of Devlin. And the referee stops play, clearly upset by something. In fact, there is likely going to be another Portsmouth substitute, John Mousinho. John Mousinho in conversation with one of his assistants. So it's Kilman to Scarles. Scarles towards Rocco robbed to Scars to Pablo, but the ball went out of play. And now the ball is going to, and it's now going to be a throw-in to be taken by Oliver Scars. So it looks as though we are going. So it looks as though we are going to have a Portsmouth substitute, another Portsmouth substitution with just under 10 minutes to go. It's still West Ham 3, Portsmouth 1. And at the end of this coverage, I will bring you a roundup of all the Carabao Cup first round fixtures. All roundup of all the Carabao Cup first round results, including games that were played on Friday. So Schmid sends the ball out of the goal, and the ball is caught by Ebu Adams. Adams for Portsmouth. He passes to Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy back to Ebu Adams, and it's Adams to Pablo, Jared Bowen, or should that be James Ward-Prowse? It's Ward-Prowse to Pablo. Or was that Castellanos? No, it was Castellanos. And that is out, and the ball is now out of play. So it will be a free kick as one of the Portsmouth players is being readied. And we'll let you know who it's and we'll let you know who it is as Colby Bishop makes way for John Swift, and so it'll be John Swift, and so it'll be John Swift for Portsmouth for the fourth substitute for Portsmouth. Throw in to Pompey after the ball was deflected away by West Ham. It's Shine to Ebu Adams. Ebu Adams brought down. And now it's with Adrian Senegic. Senegic gives the ball away to Pablo. John Swift. Swift passing to Senegic. Senegic to Odin Bailey. Back with John Swift. Swift passing to Ebu Adams. Adams to Odin Bailey. Maresi to Shine. Crosses down to Terry Devlin. Devlin on the edge of the 18-yard box. Passing to Regan Poole. Not to be, though. As Portsmouth successfully defends a possible attack from Diouf. Free kick to Portsmouth taken quickly. Adams. Through the centre circle to Connor Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy through the circle, back through the circle to Shine. Regan Poole to Schmidt. Schmidt back to Poole. Through the halfway line, and it ends up at the feet of Devlin on the near side, who passes to Owen Bailey. Can Portsmouth somehow get a consolation goal out of this? And in this instance, they can't. And the player closest to the goal was Owen Kenny. So on the ball was Mavropanos. Mavropanos passing to Hermanson. Back on the ball is Carl Walker-Peters. Bowen to Pablo. Carl Walker-Peters. James Ward-Prowse was aiming for Jared Bowen. Retaken by Portsmouth as Shine goes down, but play still goes on. It's Jared Bowen. Slide tackle. Again, play on, says the referee. It's Diouf. Diouf to Orford. Orford back towards Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse crossing to Pablo, but kept away by Portsmouth. It's John Swift. John Swift to Odin Bailey. Bailey back towards Swift. Swift making his way into the 18-yard box. It's actually Senegic. Senergic, and almost headed in by Maresi. And there is a momentary lull in play. So after I have a look at this replay, and just about headed over by Senergic. I was going to give my player of the match, but now isn't the correct time. And it's Hermansen to send the ball out of the goal. And it's given to Kyle Walker-Peters momentarily, but retaken by Portsmouth. Ball rolls out of goal. Let's see if the goal kick by Schmidt. And there is a brief lull in play. So I'm going to give my player of the match, sponsored by Football Live, to Valentin Castellanos with those two incredible goals that he scored for West Ham in either half. So well done to him. Diouf, almost taken by Portsmouth. Now back towards Diouf. Diouf passes to Castellanos. The ball is taken by Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy gives the ball away though to Kilman. Just saw a West Ham player being ready to come on. Now the ball is with Jared Bowen. Bowen back to Kyle Walker-Peters. Orford down the wing to Kilman, although he's almost tackled by Owen Kenny. Kenny to Diouf. And now the ball bounces over the halfway, almost bounces over the line, but caught just in time by Adrian Senergic. Senergic inside the 18-yard box. He passes to John Swift, but Swift doesn't get to it. It's Terry Devlin now, but a yellow card has been given. To somebody. It might well be a West Ham player. Yet to find out who it is. As our player of the match, Valentin Castellanos, makes way for number 30. Makes way for a substitute. We'll let you know who it is in a moment. As Castellanos, he has been excellent throughout this game, as I mentioned, scoring for the team in either half. And it looks the player to come, we're also going to let you know who and it's actually a Portsmouth player who was given a yellow card just now, and it was Ebu Adams. I thought he was booked in the first half, but this is actually the first yellow card. And taking the place of Castellanos is Joel Veltman. So Veltman takes his place. Orford gives the ball away though to Maresi. Maresi, Ebu Adams. Odin Bailey! And that was almost a consolation for Portsmouth. Remember, they took the lead early on in the first half before West Ham were to catch up and go back ahead. Veltman, even though he is being substituted, he's waiting. He's had to wait for his turn to come on. He now sprints on, and with only a minute of normal time left, I don't see any way back in for this for Portsmouth. So it's Hermansen to clear the ball. Hermansen clears the ball away. Given to Veltman. Veltman to Kyle Walker-Peters. Kyle Walker-Peters passing back towards Veltman. So it's Veltman to Pablo. Pablo almost makes it 4. Was nearly taken by Skulls, but defended by Portsmouth. And if this is the throughout these on the chances that they've scored, West Ham have shown why they are one. West Ham have shown why they are one of the favourites. We now go into the 90th minute. Any second now, we will let you know how many minutes will be added on. And I've just been told 8 minutes have been. Just been told 8 minutes have been added. So West Ham need to hold on. So back on. So now. So back on the ball. So back on the ball briefly was Odin Bailey. Bailey to Swift. Back with Bailey. Momentary loss of pictures. Almost lost the picture momentarily, but got it back now. It's Owen Kenny. Owen Kenny on the ball for Portsmouth, passing it to Rocco Shine. Shine. Ebu Adams. Adams. Swift. Devlin. Devlin to Regan Poole. Ball now being passed back to Connor Shaughnessy. Shaughnessy. Devlin. Devlin to Owen Kenny. Kenny inside the 18-yard box, but not close enough to make it 2 for Pompey. Kenny managed to thread his way through, but he aimed in the wrong place. And that is disappointing. Now back on the ball for West Ham is Veltman. Veltman on the far side, but retaken by Portsmouth. Shine passes to John Swift. Back towards Shine. Shine, Swift. Swift to Terry Devlin. Devlin back towards Swift. Retaken by West Ham and Jared Bowen. Bowen does want to keep hold of the ball, but he's under pressure from Ebu Adams. And the referee has seen enough. Free kick to West Ham. And Adams, he's got to tread the line carefully. Remember, he is on a yellow card. Any more like that, and he'll be sent off. So on the ball was I couldn't see who, but it ends up at the feet of Kyle Walker-Peters. And we now have some 5 minutes left of injury time. So Kenny fouled, and that looked very painful. Shine towards Devlin. Devlin passes to Regan Poole. Now back towards Ebu Adams. Adams, Shine passes quickly to John Swift. John Swift over the halfway line. And the ball just about almost tackled by Diouf, but Portsmouth hold on. Ball passes towards Swift. Swift, Kilman. It's Max Kilman through the centre circle over the halfway line. He passes to Kyle Walker-Peters, but caught in the hand. But the ball was caught in the hand by the hands of Schmidt, and but either way, I feel sure West Ham are going to win this. Shine crossing towards Senagic. It's Senagic, and just wide. Time is running out for the team from the South Coast. It looks as though for them this match was a bridge too far. As Hermanson gets ready, as Hermanson gets ready to kick the ball out of goal for West Ham. And now the ball is at the feet of Regan Poole. Poole to Bailey. Bailey Adams. Now back with Regan Poole. Poole to Shine. Shine passing back to Adams. It's Regan Poole. Poole to Asanagic. And Asanagic goes for a long ranger, but saved quite easily by Mads Hermanson. And now West Ham have retaken the ball through Scarles. Bowen to Pablo. West Ham, for the past couple of minutes, have been looking for that goal to finish things off and put the game to bed once and for all. Devlin passes to John Swift and up the wing to Odin Bailey. Odin Bailey brought to the team over from Stockport County, where he made a huge name for himself. It's Regan Poole. Poole to Swift. John Swift's passing to Rocco Shine. It's Shine, but almost brought down by Maresi. In fact, he was brought down by Maresi. And the referee is holding somebody's captain's armband, as it is Jared Bowen comes off the pitch, and taking his place will be number 66. Will be number 6 Ayala. And why they had to do it around this time, I don't know, because he won't have that much time left to play. So Hermanson sends the ball out of the goal, and the ball just about being ready to be rolled out. On the ball this time is Poole. I'm now just going to try and see who it is, and the man in question is Josh Ayala. And but either way it makes no difference. That's it. That's it. The final whistle has gone. And West Ham make it through, and West Ham have won. And West Ham have won the game. They will go through to the second round. And before we go, we'll take a look at the other results. We'll take a look at the other results from the Carabao Cup first round, including games that happened on Friday. Including games that happened on Friday and Thursday. So the Thursday night game, Bristol City 1, Bristol City 0, I should say, Walsall 1. And on Thursday, let's go back and do it again. Hang on. So on Thursday it was Bristol City 0. So on Thursday it was Bristol City 0, Walsall 1. Friday's match results were Wolverhampton Wanderers 3, Port Vale 0. Wycombe Wanderers 1, Stevenage 2. Middlesbrough 1, West Ham 0. And to finally round things off today, the results from the earlier matches were Cambridge United 2, Barnet 1. And Queen's Park Rangers 1, Millwall 1, finished 1-1 at full time. Millwall won 2-0 on penalties. And now we'll take a look at the other games so far. And now we'll take a look at the other games that are going on at the moment. AFC Wimbledon and Newport County finished 1-1. They've now gone into penalties. Barnsley 1, Wigan Athletic 1, finished after 90 minutes. They're now 4-4 on penalties. Bradford City 2, Rochdale 0. Bristol Rovers 0, Peterborough United 1. Bromley 1, Reading 1 after 90 minutes. They've just started their penalty shootouts, currently 0-0. Burnley 1, Notts County 1 was the result after 90 minutes. They're now currently going through penalties, and it's currently 1-1. Burton Albion 1, Blackburn Rovers 2. Cardiff City 3, Swindon Town 2. Crewe Alexandra 2, Accrington Stanley 1. Derby County 1, Lincoln City 2. Fleetwood Town 1, Chesterfield 0. Gillingham 0, Luton Town 3. Grimsby Town 1, Blackpool 3. Lincoln City 1, Northampton Town 0. Leyton Orient 2, Oxford United 0. Norwich City 4, MK Dons 1. Preston North End and Huddersfield Town finished 1-1 after 90 minutes. Preston currently lead on penalties by 3-1, which has just gone in. Salford City 1, Shrewsbury Town 0. Salford City 1, Shrewsbury Town 1 after 90 minutes, I should say. They've now just started their penalty shootouts, and Salford have taken the first penalty, 1-0. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Bolton Wanderers 0. Stockport County 1, Doncaster Rovers 1 was the score after 90 minutes, and Stockport lead 4-3 on penalties. Stoke City 2, Oldham Athletic 0. Swansea City 0, Birmingham City 1. Watford 1, Crawley Town 0. And our game, West Ham United 3, Portsmouth 1. And 3 games coming up later for the first round of the Carabao Cup. Cheltenham Town against Charlton Athletic, Colchester United against Southampton, and Rotherham United against West Bromwich Albion. All 3 of those games are to kick off later this evening at 5:30. And we've also got one extra game coming up in the first round in the Carabao Cup. Mansfield Town taking on Sheffield United. And on Monday night at 8 o'clock, it is Plymouth Argyle against Exeter City. But our next game on the TCHUB will be the UEFA Super Cup between Paris Saint-Germain and Aston Villa, and that will take place at the Red Bull Arena in Salzburg, Austria, I should say. Kick off at 8 o'clock with John JB Stossard as your match commentator. So congratulations to West Ham United for making it through to the second round of the Carabao Cup. And just as I talk to you, I'm going to see if any of the penalties have been decided or are still ongoing. Newport County are currently leading 3-2 in their penalty shootout against AFC Wimbledon. Still 0-0 between Bromley and Reading. Burnley against Notts County is now 3-3. Preston North End against Huddersfield Town is now 3-3 on penalties. Shrewsbury have pulled one back against Salford. It's now 2-1 on penalties. Stockport are now 1 goal behind Doncaster Rovers. Penalties 4-5. And that is all we've got time for on the TC Hub. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So I know a good job has been well done. And you can also follow us on X at Commentary Live 1 or on Twitter. And you can also follow us on Instagram or TikTok with the handle at Commentary Hub 92. I've been Nicholas Jones. Thanks very much to everyone who's tuned in to listen, to join our commentary. So to take about nearly 2 hours and 20 minutes of your leisure to join our commentary is very much appreciated, and we'll see you again soon for the UEFA Super Cup between Paris Saint-Germain and Aston Villa. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a great start to your week. Goodbye for now.